plant-based barbecue. Oh yeah.
Hey everyone, it's Brian, and today we're going to do something different. We're going to get out of the kitchen. A lot of people ask me, did you really only walk to lose 120 pounds? And I did. I started right in this very spot I'm sitting in right now. And I want to show you 2 tools that I started with. When I first started, my doctor simply said to me, Peter Smith said, Brian, you just need to get up from behind your computer and you need to walk to the end of the block and back. And so I did that. But 2 tools that I've used. One is, I absolutely love these shoes. You got to have a good pair of walking shoes. I've went through about 5 pairs of these in a little bit over a year. So I walk a lot. These are Altra shoes. You can get them at just about any store. They look a little funny. They're not the most stylish thing, but I love these shoes. They're some of the best walking shoes I've ever had. And then the second thing that you need is something to track your steps. I use like an Apple Watch to track my steps. And what we're going to do when we start here is just a simple, the watch. And I'm just going to click on this little walk button, and I'm going to do an outdoor walk. And come along with us, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. And we can talk about some of the things I did along the way. So come with me, and here we go. As you can see, it's trash day here, but that's not going to deter us from filming because, hey, it is what it is, right? So a lot of trash cans and stuff around. So if you look down the street right here, outside of my house, you can, like I said, you can kind of see all the trash cans. But this is the bottom, the bottom of the street that we're going to walk to. That was my very first day when I started this. I was 300 pounds, and this was the very first day. You can kind of see that car going by down there. We're going to walk. We're going to go down there, and we're going to do this. So over the years, I have tried so many different exercise programs. I've done CrossFit. I've done weightlifting. I was a high-level athlete. I was a high-level fat athlete, as a lot of you guys know. But I've tried everything over the years, and the problem is it was always unsustainable. And I'm 45 years old now. When I started this journey, I was 44. But when you get older, you can't do these things. You're really busy. I built 2 multi-million-dollar businesses that I sold. You're really busy, and things aren't sustainable. I mean, I know a lot of people are gym rats, and they go to the gym and all this stuff. I do some lifting now. I do like resistant bands and things like that. But when I was first started, all I did was walk, right on the path we're walking right now. So I haven't ever filmed or done anything like this. So this is going to be unusual. I'm going to take you to a few spots along the way that I actually went to. And I'm going to actually speed up a little bit. Hopefully Ken could keep up with me here. I want to show you at the pace I usually walk at. So I try to go as far and as fast as I can every day. I do about 3 miles a day. Here's my mailbox. My mailbox, by the way. But the bigger message is you have to do something that's sustainable. And one of the things that I'm always teaching, whether I'm sitting on a small business panel, whether I'm teaching people how I'm losing weight. I'm going to disappear for a second here. Whether I'm teaching people how to lose weight, what I did is one of the things I'm always big on is simplification. Simplify your life, simplify your exercise, and use what's around you. What's around me is this beautiful neighborhood, these beautiful walking paths, these sidewalks. We also have a penthouse condo in downtown Denver. So here in about 3 months, you're going to see all the set changes. You're going to see my new kitchen, my new environment, which is a more urban environment. But what it's going to show you is that no matter what environment you're in, you have everything around you to be successful with walking, because you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to gym membership. You don't have to, it doesn't matter if it's really hot or cold. You can be traveling to walk. It doesn't really matter. So we're starting to get toward the end of the block here, and the first day I did this, again, it's important just to get up and move. The very first day I did this, I got to just a little bit further up here, and we're going to stop at several places along the way as we go, because if you've seen my video on panic attacks and the mental side of losing a lot of weight in a short amount of time, I lost 120 pounds. Now I've lost 140 pounds, but I lost 120 pounds in just 6 months, and I reversed 6 life-threatening diseases. And I talk a lot about panic attacks and the mental side of it. This is where it comes out. When you start to do your exercise and you're putting in the work, this is when things start messing with you. Like I'm really hungry. I'm craving something. It's usually not when you're cooking or around food when you get these really bad mental attacks. It's usually when you're out walking. So I'm going to take you to several places today, and I'm going to show you talk about some things I've never talked about before. it's gonna, you might, I mean, I'm already starting to get a little emotional right now. Again, if you've seen my videos, I was never a crier. My family didn't show a lot of emotions growing up, but this journey that I've been on is very emotional, and so I apologize in advance right now because Ken's trying to keep this going, and I'm coming up on a spot right up here at this stop sign. Can you see the stop sign right up here, Ken? This is actually the spot that I got to on my very first day when I started this journey, and I really haven't been talked about this in this spot, but I came down here and this is really the spot I got to, and then I looked up this hill right here in this spot, and I literally doubled over like this, and I honestly couldn't breathe. I was so out of shape that I got literally, and remember, if you look back up there, I came down a hill. I didn't go up a hill, I came down a hill. I was so out of breath at this point, I felt like I was gonna die. My heart hurt, my heart was tight. Everything about me said, Brian, you know, you're out of shape, you have to do something. But I literally couldn't breathe. And I live in Colorado too, so the air is very thin. I literally couldn't breathe. But I looked up this hill right here, and my plan was when I set out, my doctor said just come up here to the end of the block and go back home. But my plan when I set out was to come here and make a turn and go up this hill all the way and come back to my house. But when I got here, I looked up this hill, and I was so ashamed of myself. I doubled over and I looked at that hill, and that hill looked like it was a mountain to me. And if you can see this hill right here, Ken, that's no mountain, right? That's barely elevated, but it looked like a mountain to me at this point. When
like
I
first 20% incline.
20% incline. It literally looked like a mountain to me. And that was the first time that I realized I've got to do something, and I can walk. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to do it. So from that day forward, I walked to this exact spot, and I went a little further. The second day, I went up to this spot. I was able to walk all the way down here, and I made it to, you're going to see it right up here. I got to the top of this little elevation, and there's like this little pedestrian sign here in this roundabout in my neighborhood. I made it up to here before I had to stop the second time. And remember, I wasn't running, I wasn't jogging, I was walking at like three miles an hour maybe. Now I walk about 3.7 miles an hour. But I got to this spot up here, and I'll show you here in a second how I was feeling. And you can see I'm not out of breath now, and I'm walking really fast, right? Like I can walk 3 miles now and not even break a sweat. It's a little chilly today, but so I got to this spot right here, this exact sign right here. And you know what I did at this point? This was my second day. This was in August of 2018. I turned around after I got my second day, and again, doubled over, couldn't breathe. But this time I looked back, and I was looking down a hill instead of up a hill. And again, it's only like a 20% incline, but that mountain looked huge to me. But guess what I had just done? I walked a little bit further than I did the day before, and now I'm looking down the mountain going, oh wow, I just conquered that, right? Now, being a high-level athlete, I was a 2-time college All-American. This seemed really stupid to me. I felt like a failure. I felt like, hey, I just walked a block. Anybody can do that. But when you're completely out of shape, you haven't done it in a while, you've been living a low and slow lifestyle, like I call it, the sedentary lifestyle, it seemed like a lot. So every day, I just went a little bit further and a little bit further until I made it up to 3 miles, and until all the weight literally dropped off of me by simply walking. Again, I did nothing else other than walk during my 120-pound 6-month weight loss. I only walked. I didn't lift weights. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do CrossFit. I didn't do any of that. Once I got to my place where I was actually had actually lost all the weight, FedEx guy, hopefully he's delivering our packages. Once I got to the point to where I'd lost all the weight, then I started adding back in push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. I can do an amazing number of pull-ups. And I started adding in like resistance weights, bands, things like that, kettlebells. But I only did that after I was able to prove that I can maintain this lifestyle. So that's really what I want to talk to you about today, is just get started, get up and go. Know that like everybody has to start somewhere. And the reason I wanted to bring you out in the field like this, out here, I want you to see the exact spot. Like literally, this literally spot is the exact spot to where my life changed. So where's your exact spot? Find what's in your environment. What's the exact spots where you're going to be a year from now, or 6 months from now, or 2 years from now? You're going to be coming back to that spot and saying, I was sitting right by this sign and this is where my life changed. So you can do it. Now, I'm going to take you to a few other places around the neighborhood and show you some other very important things that happened to me, including one of the worst days of my life. One of the worst days of my life and one of the worst days of my journey I'm going to talk about here in just a second. So come with us, keep coming with us, and I'm going to show you a couple other things. Come on.